Meanwhile, persons with disabilities have called for a review of the National Disability Act to align with the United Nations Disability Inclusion System. This was part of the highlight of the public presentation of a survey report on the implementation of the 2018 Act and disability inclusion governance in selected states. TVC News correspondent Joke Adisa has more in this report.
Of agitations by persons with disabilities and disability advocates led to the enactment of the National Disability Act by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration in 2018. The Act stipulates, among other things, that 5% of employment quota shall be reserved for persons with disabilities. It also tasked owners of all public buildings, both government and private, including mosques and churches, to be accessible to persons with disabilities. Overall, the Act identifies the rights of persons with disabilities and gives them the power to sue for abuse where applicable. Ave Aki is a person with disability. A road accident on the 9th of February 2003 redirected the story of her life. She lives with a prosthesis on one of her legs after an unavoidable amputation. 20 years after, the graduate of English from the Benue State University is an advocate for persons living with disability. She tells me the Disability Act is the tonic needed by persons with disabilities to achieve inclusion.
A source of encouragement for all persons with disabilities, because now we have something to hold on. This Disability Act we are talking about is like the Bible for persons with disabilities, because it protects our rights.
Like Abe, Chris Agbo lives with disability. He was infected by polio as a child and was confined to the wheelchair. He is married with kids. Chris Agbo tells me how impactful Disability Act has been in his life.
One good thing is that I now have some certain rights that I know that this time I can actually demand for my right.
Ave Aki and Chris Agbo are just two of the over 30 million Nigerians living with disabilities. They say domesticating and implementing the Act are significant to assisting persons with disabilities live their lives. So far, only 17 of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory have domesticated the Act. 5 years on, a full implementation of the Act is still a major issue. A recent survey by the Center for Citizens with Disabilities in Abia, Lagos and Yobe states is in focus here. The survey reports that Lagos State leads in implementing the 2018 Act and the United Nations Disability Inclusion System criteria, while Abia State recorded the least implementation.
Government should enforce penalties outlined in the 2018 Nigeria Disability Act.
And so you now see that persons with disabilities are no pushovers in this country.
A review of the Disability Act to align with the United Nations Disability Inclusion System criteria, engagement and intensified advocacy by organizations of persons with disabilities, OPDs, are some of the recommendations at the end of the survey. As the 5-year moratorium on the Disability Act expires in a matter of days, persons with disabilities are hoping to see that more public buildings comply strictly with the provisions of the law, so they won't run foul of the Act. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.